Hey everyone, and welcome back.
It's great to be back.
I was thinking,
Yeah.
what if we could recycle nuclear waste?
Like
Yeah.
actually recycle it.
Yeah,
That'd be pretty amazing.
that's exactly what Oklo Inc. is trying to do.
Oklo Inc.
Yeah,
What's their ticker symbol?
Oklo.
Oklo.
So they're developing these small modular reactors.
Small modular reactor.
Yeah, SMRs for short,
Okay.
that use fast neutron technology to generate power from nuclear waste.
Wow.
We're going to be diving deep into Oklo today
Sounds good.
and looking at it through the lens of a value investor.
Interesting.
Yeah, think like what would Warren Buffett do?
Okay, so like taking something that everyone thinks is a problem
Yeah.
and turning it into like a solution,
Yeah,
especially as the demand for clean energy keeps rising.
right.
Oklo's approach could be huge.
Absolutely.
A real game changer.
But before we get too far into it,
Yeah.
let's make sure everyone's up to speed here. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our deep dives.
We've
Not
got
a lot of great companies coming up.
for sure.
All right, back to Oklo.
Okay.
One of the things that really stood out to me is their business model.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're not just building reactors.
Okay.
They're selling power directly to customers,
Like who?
like data centers and factories,
Wow.
through these things called power purchase agreements.
Power purchase agreements.
Yeah, or PPAs.
PPAs.
And those are really key here.
How so?
Well, they guarantee Oklo a steady stream of revenue over a long period of time,
I see.
which is a huge plus from a value investing perspective.
Okay. So like,
Think about it.
yeah.
Data centers,
Uh-huh.
they need reliable, clean energy,
Right.
and Oklo can provide that directly through these agreements.
So it's a win-win.
Yeah,
Customers get their energy.
at a good price.
Yeah.
And Oklo gets predictable revenue,
Smart.
and they've already secured letters of intent.
Letters of intent.
Yeah, from two major data center providers
Wow.
for up to 750 megawatts of power.
That's a lot of power.
Enough to power a small city.
Wow.
But what really sets Oklo apart,
Okay.
at least in my mind,
Yeah.
is this fuel recycling capability.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they can actually convert used nuclear fuel into clean energy.
So they're not just...
They're not just minimizing waste.
Right.
They're creating a closed-loop system
Okay.
where the waste becomes the fuel.
That's incredible.
It's a major differentiator.
For sure.
It gives them a potential cost advantage over traditional nuclear power plants,
Which rely on...
which rely on mined uranium.
Makes sense.
And speaking of advantages,
Yeah.
let's talk about their technology.
Okay.
Fast reactors are relatively new.
Mm-hmm.
Oklo's at the forefront of this.
Really?
And plus, they were the first company to get an advanced reactor site use permit
From?
from the Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Wow, that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal.
So they're ahead of the curve. What about these Aurora powerhouses?
The Aurora powerhouses.
Yeah,
They're super flexible and rapidly deployable,
I see.
designed to fit different customers' needs.
Interesting.
And they've partnered with some industry giants,
Really?
Siemens and Centrus Energy,
Wow.
which gives them added credibility.
So we've got innovative tech.
Yeah.
A solid business model.
Uh-huh.
And some serious partnerships.
What about the team behind all of this?
That's a good question.
Are they up to the task?
Well, the co-founders, Jacob DeWitt and Caroline Cochran,
Okay.
are both MIT grads.
MIT.
Yeah.
Okay.
With tons of experience in nuclear engineering.
Nice.
And DeWitt has been CEO since they started the company
When was that?
back in 2013.
Wow, so he's really committed.
Yeah.
They even managed to raise $500 million
$500 million.
when they went public in May 2024,
Wow.
including funding from big names like Sam Altman,
Tim Altman.
the guy behind OpenAI.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Okay, so we've got a company with a lot of potential,
Yeah,
but it's still early days,
Yeah.
right?
definitely.
They're pre-revenue,
Yeah.
which always makes things a little trickier
From about...
from a valuation standpoint.
For sure.
We can't just look at traditional metrics
Like what?
like earnings per share
Okay.
or price to earnings ratios.
Because...
They don't really apply to a company
Okay.
that's not generating revenue yet.
But what about their cash position?
They do have a strong cash position of $38 million
As of...
as of March 31st, 2024,
Okay.
which gives them some breathing room
Okay.
while they focus on research and development.
All right, let's take a pause here.
Okay.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell.
So you never miss an episode.
That's right.
And while we're at it,
Yeah.
head over to our YouTube channel
Okay.
and let us know what other companies you want us to deep dive into.
We're always looking for new ideas.
Yeah, you can find links to all the sources that we're using down in the description below.
Perfect.
Okay, back to Oklo.
All right.
Before we jump into the risks and the market sentiment,
Okay.
let's take a look at their ownership structure.
Sounds good. Oklo has a high institutional ownership, over 85%.
85%.
Wow. That means major investment funds and institutions are really interested in them.
Yeah. I mean, 85%, that's
big.
yeah.
It seems like they really have an Oklo's long-term vision.
It makes sense. I mean, these institutions have teams of analysts.
Yeah.
They don't just throw money around.
For sure.
They see something here.
Definitely.
And it's not just institutions.
What else?
Insiders own over 21% of the stock, too.
So the management team
Yeah.
is invested in the company's success.
Literally invested.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got big institutions
Mm-hmm.
and insiders betting on Oklo,
Okay.
but investing in a pre-revenue company
Yeah.
always comes with risks.
Absolutely.
What are some of the big ones here?
Well, regulatory uncertainty is a big one.
Okay.
The nuclear industry is heavily regulated,
Right.
and any changes or delays in approvals could really hurt them.
Hurt them.
Yeah, their timeline and their profitability.
And even if they get all the necessary approvals,
Yeah.
there's still the technological risk.
What do you mean?
This is cutting-edge stuff.
Right.
There's always a chance that the reactors won't perform as expected
Oh.
or that they encounter some crazy technical problems.
Yeah, unforeseen challenges.
Exactly.
We also have to consider the competition.
Other companies working on SMRs.
Yeah, Oklo isn't the only one out there,
Okay.
and their financial performance is still a big question mark.
Yeah, they have that $38 million in cash, but they need to start generating revenue
Yeah,
to justify their valuation.
at some point.
And then there's always those unexpected market events.
Like, what?
Remember that winter storm warning in eastern Oklahoma?
Yeah.
That's where their first commercial reactor is supposed to be built. A really bad storm could cause some serious issues.
Disruptions and delays.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's important to remember that investing in any company,
Especially a cutting-edge one,
Yeah.
comes with risks.
but we also have to look at the potential rewards.
For sure.
Oklo is addressing a major global need.
With a potentially game-changing technology.
Okay, so we've covered a lot here.
We have.
Their business model, technology,
Team
financials,
Yeah.
ownership structure.
Yeah.
Now, the big question,
The big question.
does Oklo fit into a Warren Buffett style of investing?
Mm.
Does this company have what it takes to generate solid returns over the long haul?
Well, there are definitely some things that line up with Buffett's principles.
Like what?
Well, they're operating in a sector with huge growth potential.
Clean energy.
Yeah, clean energy is only going to become more important.
Right.
And their business model, selling power directly to customers through those long-term PPAs,
Yeah.
it's relatively easy to understand, and it has the potential to generate recurring revenue.
Which Buffett loves.
He loves that.
And their management team seems pretty competent,
Yeah,
committed to their vision.
definitely.
Those are all good signs.
They are.
But Buffett is also big on investing in companies with a moat.
A moat.
Yeah. You know, a durable competitive advantage
Okay.
that protects them from competitors.
So the question is,
Does Oklo have that?
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
They do have some advantages.
Oh.
The fuel recycling technology and being the first to get that advanced reactor site use permit,
Right.
but it's still early.
So,
It's hard to say how sustainable their competitive advantage will be.
because,
The clean energy space is changing so fast.
yeah, new
Your
technologies
competitors,
popping up all the time.
it's hard to keep up.
Right. And Buffett also really emphasizes ethical and capable leadership.
Absolutely.
So,
Oklo's management team seems to have the technical skills and the
because-
vision. We still need to see their long-term track record.
okay, how they handle the regulations,
Yeah.
manage their finances,
Deal with the competition.
that'll all be crucial.
For sure.
And of course, the big question of valuation,
Yeah.
is Oklo trading at a discount?
To its intrinsic value.
That's what value investors want to know.
But with a pre-revenue company,
It's tough.
it's almost impossible to say for sure.
Traditional valuation methods just don't really apply here.
You got it.
It's more about assessing their potential
Weighing the risks and rewards.
and deciding if you believe in their vision.
Exactly.
You know, it's interesting.
What?
Oklo isn't just going after any market.
Right.
They're really focused on data centers and industrial facilities.
That's a really good point.
What do you think is driving that?
Well, those types of customers,
Yeah,
they need a lot of power.
like a lot.
Yeah, think about it.
Okay,
Data centers, they run 24/7,
that's true.
and they can't afford to have any downtime.
So they need a reliable source of energy.
And clean energy is becoming more and more important for these companies.
Especially if they're trying to reduce their carbon footprint.
Exactly.
So Oklo is really targeting a niche market.
With very specific needs.
Makes sense.
It does.
But one of the things we always talk about with value investing is this idea of a moat.
A moat.
Yeah, like a competitive advantage. Something that protects them from their rivals.
Right.
So does Oklo have that?
That's the big question.
Yeah.
It's tough to say for sure at this point.
Because
they're still a young company.
True.
Their fuel recycling technology is pretty innovative, though.
And they were the first to get that advanced reactor site use permit.
But the clean energy space is constantly evolving.
New technologies pop up all the time.
Exactly. And new competitors, too.
So it's possible their advantage could erode over time.
It's definitely something to keep an eye on.
For sure. Okay, what about their management team?
Management team.
Yeah, Buffett's always talking about how important that is.
You're right.
He thinks it's crucial for a company's success.
Well, the co-founders.
DeWitt and Cochran.
Yeah, they seem like they have the right background.
Yeah.
The technical expertise.
Uh-huh.
The entrepreneurial spirit.
And DeWitt has been CEO for a long time.
Since 2013.
So that shows commitment.
It does.
And they were able to raise a lot of money.
$500 million.
Even from someone like Sam Altman.
That's a big vote of confidence.
So yeah, their leadership seems promising.
But we still need to see how they perform over the long term.
Right, they still have to navigate all those regulatory hurdles.
Yeah.
The technological risks.
The competition.
The pressure to deliver.
It's a lot.
And of course, we can't forget that they're pre-revenue.
Right.
How do you even value a company that isn't making any money?
It's a challenge.
For sure. Traditional valuation methods don't really apply here.
Nope.
So what should investors do?
Well, you have to look at their potential.
Weigh the risks and rewards.
And decide if you believe in their vision.
So for our listeners who are interested in Oklo,
Yeah.
what's the bottom line?
Oklo is a high-risk, high-reward opportunity.
Okay.
They're a young company with a lot of potential.
In a fast-growing market.
But they're also facing a ton of challenges.
If their technology works,
And they execute on their plans.
they could be a major player in the clean energy future.
But there's also a chance they could fail.
So do your research.
Carefully consider the risks.
And make sure you're comfortable with the potential downsides.
Before you invest.
This has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us.
It was my pleasure.
And to all of our listeners out there, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you next time.
Don't forget to hit that notification bell.
So you don't miss our future deep dives.
We'll be back next week with another interesting company.
Until then,
Remember to do your own research.
invest wisely.
And as always,
Happy investing.